When you can actually see your profit for the year in dollars and cents, it gets you more in the notion of selling corn, knowing that I can lock in a $50,000 profit or whatever the profit is. You want to lock it in. If I know I can make that much profit in a year, I will be in business next year.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. It's June 26, 2014. I'm Logan Burgess. From my right here is Cody Bills to help break down a very positive day for the grains in Chicago. As you can see here from the quotes, we had corn up 3 cents on the new crop. November beans up 15 1/4. A lot of strength on the July contract, up 21 1/4. July Chicago wheat up 6 3/4. Please do keep in mind that we have first notice date coming up here next Monday, the 30th, on the July contracts. Time to start rolling into the September or the August contract in the case of soybeans. But Cody, let's start on beans here. July showing exceptional strength today. Export sales seemed like they caught some people off guard.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, export sales were very positive for both corn and for soybeans.
Yep.
For soybeans in particular, though, I mean, really people have been looking for cancellations. We knew we were going to have bigger than normal export sales here today. Expectations were between 50 to 150,000 metric tons, but we actually came out significantly more than that. 317,000 metric tons sold in the old crop. Now, the reason that's important is because that brings us about 108 million bushels ahead of pace to meet USDA expectations.
Right.
Like I've said, we're seeing demand after this big slide here in the first part of June in soybeans. When soybeans was selling off, we're seeing that sort of demand pick up in response to that. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the USDA have to revise their export forecast here in the next WASDE report.
Yeah, the next WASDE report will be in early July. Obviously, right now, though, the big focus for the grain market is on the acreage numbers. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. But tomorrow is a day that could see some movement out of the wheat market. What are we looking for there?
Sure. Well, first of all, for wheat, we have gone into that harvest time period.
Right.
And one of the things that has been a little bit of an issue that we've been talking about in the morning commentary is the fact that basis at the Gulf has been picking up for that SRW wheat. Right now, they are having issues with the quality of wheat. There's been higher than normal vomitoxin levels. So the exportable quality here isn't there. It's leaving some exporters really needing to increase the basis to get that grain that they need. So that's very positive. But when we look at wheat tomorrow, I think it has a little bit of an opportunity here to trade kind of outside of what corn and soybeans do. What we're seeing is Canada's planting, their acreage numbers for wheat will be released tomorrow. So I expect more trade activity in the wheat complex here than just jostling to get into position for this acreage and quarterly stocks report.
We'll be tweeting about that report when it comes out on Twitter. You can find us over there at GrainTV. Wouldn't be surprised if the Minneapolis wheat contract was affected by this report. Obviously, a lot of spring wheat going into the ground up in Canada. If you're a spring wheat producer in Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, we have a great trading platform here that enables you to trade spring wheat from your home, office, or mobile device. So give us a call if you want to take a look at that. As I said, we will be tweeting about that report when we do see the acreage numbers. Just to review the big acreage numbers that we'll be getting here on Monday from the USDA. We've been using this slide here this week, but just as kind of a recap here, the first column is what the USDA projected during the March prospective planning report. The second column here is what the average analyst is expecting the USDA to show for corn, soybeans, and wheat acres on Monday's report. And as you can see here, not a lot of changes expected there for corn. Soybeans, obviously a lot of focus on soybeans. The USDA projected a record acreage back in March. Now the trade's looking for roughly 700,000 acres added on top of that. In our opinion, there is a relatively bearish outlook here for soybeans. If we do realize these acres and growing conditions remain very favorable, we had the Planalytics webcast today discussing El Nino. Not a lot of changes are expected in the growing conditions here, I guess, between now and soybean harvest to give concern at this moment. So when you see the November soybean contract close the trade session at 1244, considering an exceptionally large acreage and world ending stocks, which are expected to increase 22% year over year. I think that's a situation to take note of. It's not a bad time to at least consider putting in some downside protection.
You know, especially when you get the soybean complex benefiting. What we saw today was mostly movement in the front months,
right.
But we also saw very positive movement in that new crop month as well. This could be an opportunity here to take advantage of that. Mostly old crop driven, but the whole complex was able to benefit from that. That may be the opportunity that you need to kind of take advantage of some of these pricing opportunities. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, give us a call, 877-472-4607. Remember, you can call the office if you want to be able to see the reaction to the report live on your iPad, iPhone, or Android, or even on your desktop computer. So thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here Friday for the weekly wrap-up.